Get the store. Hello.
Hello,
Hello.
everyone.
Uh-oh, what happened? Oh, again.
Hi.
Good evening. Hi.
Hello.
Good evening.
I clicked.
Hey, Vinny. What's up, buddy? That's
I
because
have a jittery clicker finger.
That's okay. It's like having an itchy trigger finger.
He's in early. He's usually not until late.
You are early, Vinny.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wolfie, what's up?
I guess
clicker
that
finger now.
haircut helped, cut down on his time.
Boys, what's going on?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, all boys.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm okay with this.
And look at us. We're all ladies. This is, it's a perfect half and half situation.
Mhm.
Oh,
I am loving all the guys.
Of course.
So
We can
how
hear you. Yay!
how is everybody's week? Is everybody happy?
Yes, I started a new job last week and I am so freaking
Yeah.
happy. I'm now
Nice.
working in the ER.
Yay!
Yay!
Oh,
That's
good
fantastic.
for you.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
good.
cool! Yay!
We've had some interesting people this week.
I'm sure.
Why?
ERs are full
We
of
got ER
stories.
stories.
Yeah,
now.
Funny stories and sad stories usually.
Yeah, it's kind of a
How many are sex toy related?
Or sex
Funny you
toy
should
related.
say that.
With the quotation marks, yeah.
yeah.
Accidental
Quite a
slip.
few of testicular pain today.
Ooh,
Testicular? Interesting.
that's
Yeah.
not good.
Interesting.
Wow.
Testicular pain.
Yes, testicular.
Isn't there a thing called like testicular torsion where they kind of like twist on themselves?
Yes.
Yeah,
And
I heard that's painful, like extremely.
Ooh.
And they can go necrotic where they die.
Oh, that's bad. Ooh,
I know
no.
there's a like a subculture. This is really going dark. That some guys they'll rubber band them to cut like the circulation off of it. And
Oh
stuff like
no!
that.
I know what
And
you're
they do
talking
and they
about.
do it
Oh,
to their
God.
penises too. It's like at what point? And then they'll let the pieces like rot and fall off and stuff like that. It's like what is wrong with you? That's how I feel about it.
So, unfortunately,
Self-mutilation. That's the word I was looking for. Self-mutilation.
Yeah.
there are times where I go down the Reddit rabbit hole and I just get too curious for my own good. And I
Yeah,
see
right?
all those pictures, and I'm just like,
It's
It's
just stop clicking. Stop clicking.
no, I had to stop myself after a while. I'm just like, that's so wrong.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've been doing a lot of that on the Facebook, where you watch
No,
videos.
itchy clicker finger.
The Facebook video.
You
Sometimes
just
you gotta
keep
just stop
scrolling.
yourself.
And then suddenly it's 3 a.m. and you have to wake up in 5 hours and you're just like, oh, just one more video.
So I did find out
Yep.
something very interesting though. Like, you know how guys are always like scratching their balls?
Yeah.
It's not exactly scratching. They're like pinching and rubbing the skin together. Like it's a different thing. It's not like they're like digging in them or something. It's just like like it's a rubbing thing, not really a scratching. I don't know.
Yeah,
No,
I agree. I had a
a
teacher
lot
that
about
would do that
If you're
in
doing
the
like
front
this
of
type
the
of itch right here,
classroom. He would always like touch himself and like be like adjusting it and stuff.
Right.
Like,
or they get sweaty and they have to like shake it off their leg.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Or
a thing.
oh god, this is okay. I don't know if this is gonna go through very well, but so like my boss was standing at the counter one day, and we have a front counter, and he didn't realize I was behind him. And he's standing there, he spreads his legs out, and he goes like this. He goes like this, and he's all gyrating and everything. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? And he goes, oh, I'm so sorry. He said, I just had to loosen them up a little bit. I was like, oh dear God.
well, I have admit, I have done the stretch for the wedgie. Like you'll kind of like step a little wider, maybe do a lunge or something.
Swing the leg. You swing the leg really hard.
Yeah,
You're doing yoga almost.
Yeah.
I'm just stretching.
Come on. Why does Brammer automatically think I'm talking about JD? Like that doesn't necessarily it doesn't mean that it's specifically JD. Like you don't know that. There have been other male people in my life, including like family members and other things. Like this doesn't have to necessarily mean that this is all specific information from JD. Now, I did learn about what happens whenever you blow your nose when you're naked as a man, and I find that very interesting. That's an interesting thing to watch. Like the balls kind of lift when they blow their, like you blow your nose, like wow. I'm like, wow, this is cool. I want to watch more of this. This is interesting. Like I'm curious. I don't have balls. I don't know. It's like them with tits. It's the same thing.
It's your whole penis conversation. Like this is what I would do with it. I would go like this.
Right. You gotta have a heart on when you do this, though. Like you gotta have, because you gotta get the swing. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
I would think that not having a hard on would get you the swing, because when it's flaccid, then at least it's more floppy.
Well, I mean, at least a semi. Like okay. not fully.
We'll go in between.
Yeah. You got it.
No, the worst feeling is when you have to sneeze and then you need to fart at the same time. You're just like, oh damn it!
You're like, oh
no, no, because then you have problems.
That's when you.
Yeah.
You know what's the absolute worst is when you're on your period.
Oh,
I hate it. I'm just like, I have to prepare myself. I'm just like, wait a minute, am I good?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Oh.
You're like,
what's that?
What was, I don't like it.
What was that movie where the chick is sitting on the edge of was it Hall Pass, where the chick's sitting on the edge of the bed or on the tub, and she's talking to him about how her stomach's been bothering her lately and she just doesn't know what's wrong. Maybe she's been eating too much cheese or some shit.
No.
And then all of a sudden she's like, I think I'm gonna throw up, and then she sneezes and like fucking blasts diarrhea all over the inside of the tub.
Yeah. You could see where her thong was.
Oh dear Lord!
For the Kate, Kat says, preach day 2 and sneeze is bad. You go, Hannah.
Yep.
Hold on.
And Rush just said that you.
I'll be right back.
Rush just said that you can't pee and sneeze at the same time. He tried. It will not happen. You tried?
I don't seem to have.
I would argue that point is that you would sneeze and then it would release pee.
Release. Well, no, that's a woman thing.
I would think so too, because I know with me.
Okay, because everybody has to be like, I'm trying to like women.
I know that.
Yep. It's when you do that sneeze with the full bladder and you're like,
yeah, but still.
And you went to the bathroom and you check, you go, okay, just a few takes. Okay, I'm good.
Oh,
a little drop, just a little drop.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh, God.
What's terrible is like at work when we would have to move a patient, you'd have to prepare yourself and you go to lift, you're doing a heavy lift. So you're 1, 2, 3, and then you go to lift and then you're like,
yeah. Because you're using all your muscles, you're using all your core and all that stuff. It's around the same area of like what you need to push.
So I did this one time, right? I'm like 1, 2, 3, and the lady goes, oh my, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, I'm gonna let you think that, sweetheart.
Yeah.
Because you can say like,
the worst that I experienced was in high school, like when they made you do sit-ups and then like your partner would be like at your feet holding your feet down.
You're like,
oh God.
Yeah, that was always the worst. Luckily I always was, because I usually always had PE with a friend, so we were always kind of like chill with each other about it and didn't really do anything. But still, like if I was with someone that was not my friend and I was partnered up, ooh, I'd be like, ooh, my stomach is not going good. We're not going to do these sit-ups right now. I was all like, I'm only doing 10. 1, 2.
Clenching really hard.
Yeah.
I have to say, that's probably the one good thing about working with kids is that you can like let those little parts out. Nobody
So for those of you at home that aren't on screen, Kate says, at least my job, we can blame that on the dog during a lift. Dog farts are like the worst.
Oh, they're nasty. Oh, no. They're the worst. I absolutely hate them.
Magnus has these like silent.
Oh.
And as soon as you hear that, you're just like,
Silent but deadly.
So have you ever farted so much like it's hot coming off the cheeks and then you're like, we're in trouble?
Yes. Every time. Or I'm like, I even apologize in advance. Like, I'm so sorry. You're gonna die. I'm so sorry.
Are you guys?
Those sulfur farts.
I did that accidentally to my husband. We were in bed and it like wafted up under the sheets.
Oh no, that's just a battle. That's just a battle.
My face is melting.
I think if I were braver, I may challenge JD, but I'm just not. I can't fart in front of people. I just can't. My kids, it's different. My kids are. It's totally different. But I can't.
oh God. I remember
Like I don't do it at work or anything of that nature, but Gort, it's fine. Like I don't care.
I remember the first time I farted in front of Jason. He was rubbing my back, and I leaned forward and I farted. And I was like, "Oh, I got that one out of the way."
Yeah.
We've crossed that threshold.
I was like, "Hey."
Oh, Russ.
I'll put that on there. Who wants to read it?
I remember in high school, a girl in the lunchroom was coughing, and she coughed so hard she apparently caused herself to totally shit all over. A bunch of people started puking.
Oh, no. Oh, that's bad.
I think I would like I'd probably be one of the puking people, but I would just be laughing and be going like I would be doing both.
Oh,
It just,
I would
it
have just
just
been like that. Okay, who's next? Puke.
yeah. That's a shit you're never gonna live down. Like that's just
I shit you not.
I shit you not. Like it's not.
Yeah.
I mean the poor girl,
Jesus.
she's never gonna be able to go to a reunion. She's never gonna be able to show her
No.
face.
She socially died.
All I can say is the worst.
Oh, here's one. Here's one.
Oh, God.
Jason says, "Have you ever farted so powerful and your junk and balls flopped like Zeus just laid down lightning rod to earth?"
He is cracking up.
Oh, shit.
No.
What about the brapping fart? You're like,
Oh, God.
I love farts.
Really,
by the way.
Russ? I can speak you out?
Or when you have to walk,
No, motherfucker.
I think that farts have to be the best sound in the world. Like if you can't handle the way that the sound of a fart is, then you just need to go away. Like leave life, go away. Because farts are the funniest thing. I went up to help JD with his like fixing up the room at the shop so he could get back to work and everything, and he moved it into a different room and we painted it and all this stuff. And the owner is like making fart noises out at the desk like the entire time we're in there. And he has like they have speakers that are all over the shop in each room and all this other stuff. And he keeps like putting fart noises on the speakers. One of the guys is on the phone talking to a customer and he's playing fart noises. It was the best. It was so awesome. Sorry.
It's like the best universal humor.
They are like snowflakes. No two farts are like. That's right, Russ. That's right.
my mom.
You can never fart in the same place twice. There you go.
That's true. My mom could outfart anybody.
Gosh.
Like literally, there was one time she was on this medication. It says may cause gas. I'm telling you, no, it did. May is not the answer. It did. Literally, she farted. She started at the table.
Guaranteed to cause gas.
She got up from the table and it like she couldn't help it. It just started coming out, and she's like, she farted literally nonstop, like no stopping. from there over to the trash can, over to the sink, back to the trash can, back to the table, and then back to the sink. I was like, how is this possible? It was constant.
God.
There are times when you have that fart.
Yeah.
Oh
I was just gonna
my
say.
Lord.
I was gonna say, Alexa, fart for our listeners. If anyone has Alexa,
Well, that's evil.
I don't have Alexa. I
I
can't
don't
Someone.
have
do
Alexa.
that.
I
We'll
got my
see.
mic
We'll see if
and
someone who's
Alexa.
listening, if it triggers it for them.
It's evil.
Look, Jason. We have to talk about this, like walking through stores with things that make fart noises, because like, I was so disappointed in the fart ninja situation. Like, I really wish I had all of you guys with me as I'm walking through Target with these fart ninjas lined up in front of the cart, and I'm just like drifting back and forth, making them go off, and no one would laugh. I'm walking around the whole store, and these stuck up farts of people are just.
I would have been dying.
I was crying. I couldn't even see.
But
Like,
Chan,
You would have had to put me in the cart because I was dying.
yeah,
Chan,
huh?
think about where you're at.
I know. I fucking
And
stop.
you know why? It's because they're so used to people farting at that place.
I don't know. I just
So-
think they're all lame. They're all lame people. They don't know how to laugh.
My mom could clear an aisle in a store.
Oh my god.
She
I won't lie. My
had some
dad
serious
was my favorite.
gastrointestinal issues.
I believe you. My dad, my dad was my favorite person that I've ever lived with when it came to farts, because he would sit at the kitchen table when we're eating dinner. And my mom was one of those people who was like, you don't do this stuff at the kitchen table. You know, like manners, politeness, and pleases and thank yous and all this. And dad's sitting there, and he was a mechanic. He worked in a garage. So when he farted, like, it just smelled like grease. It just smelled like straight motor oil and grease every time he farted. So he's sitting at the kitchen table, he ripped the fart, and we had like solid wooden chairs. And he'd be like, oh, them barking spiders, or like, there's an elephant under my chair, you know?
Yes.
And it
I
just,
stepped on a frog.
yeah, that too.
Yes.
Gort says, "Did you hear that barking spider?"
Yeah. And it was always those things. And it was always like,
California barking spiders.
when you're a kid and you hear that shit, it just like, and you hear your dad talking like that, it's like farts just become the most hilarious thing you've ever heard for the remainder of your life. Like, it just doesn't change ever. Because that still comes up to your head. In your
Going
head,
to
you're like,
stores was always embarrassing with my mother, because she'd fart and then go around the other side and not tell me, and then leave me there.
Oh no.
Rock dust dance.
Oh my god.
see,
And you
Marissa,
can bring
is
her like,
Marissa was always like, as a little person, she was always like, she would crop dust an entire aisle, and no one would ever suspect her, because she was like 6 years old, this cute little thing, you know, with her dimples, and she's walking down a grocery aisle, crop dusting, and everybody's turning and looking at me, and I'm like, you little shit, you little
Literally,
Man,
little
we
shit.
do that.
My dad used to do the pull my finger,
Oh my
Oh, I love that one. That's my favorite. I do that to the kids. That's the one I do to them.
Yes.
but my dad, he's one of those guys. He'll just sit there and just let one rip off, and he'll be like, "Oh, what was that?" And he'll look at the cats, he's like playing the cats or something.
God, I miss
Oh,
farts.
jeez.
So my family has a lot of
miss them.
history.
Why don't you just
Yeah.
fart? I mean,
No, I fart. I just don't fart. Like, I get embarrassed to fart in front of people. I'm really like, the kids is different.
No, I get that.
He put the ring on my finger. That was a no holds barred right there.
That's fine.
It was within like the first month.
thank
and
you. Yes.
We're done.
Yep.
That's it.
I
So-
forgot when I started farting around Max. I forgot.
Did you guys ever see that video, Breaking the Barrier, about
The fart barrier.
yeah, breaking the fart barrier? It's like these people get in a
No.
relationship, and he farts in front of her, and she's like, "Oh, are we breaking the barrier? And he was like, yeah, sure, I guess. And then the next thing you know, like every clip after that is her ripping a fart. And like in one scene, she like farts into her hand and like blasts him in the face with it and goes, cup of cheese. And like all this shit. And finally,
oh my
like,
God.
finally, like they're sitting outside like a yeah, they're sitting outside a cafe, and she leans forward to give him a kiss and just rips the biggest, loudest fart and goes, "I'm shitting my pants right now." And he goes, "That's it, I've had enough." And he
Oh my
storms away.
God.
Yeah, love it. I love that chick. That chick is funny as hell too. Anyway.
God.
So
That is
I was telling you about.
Oh my God.
Well, my family has this history of gas. So, like, everybody in the family has at one point almost killed somebody with gas. And so my uncle, as kids, we were all like out playing, and then we all came in the house, and we run into the kitchen because that's where the adults were supposed to be. So we run into the kitchen. We're like, "What the hell? There's nobody in the house." And then all of a sudden, we're like. And we look outside and realize all of the adults are standing out in the snow. We're like, what's going on? Oh, Uncle Lee just had a fart and he almost killed us all. Are you sure the paint's still on the walls?
That's bad.
Horrible.
See, Wolfenstein saw it too. I'm glad you watched that video too, Wolfenstein. That's the best. And by the way, Kate, like, Maisie wakes herself up every time she farts. Like, she'll be laying in bed with us, and we'll very audibly hear that dog go, and she'll wake herself up.
Oh,
sniff around a little bit. And we'll be like, Maisie, and she'll get up all embarrassed and go hide in one of the dog beds.
Cats are just as bad, if not more odorous. They're not quite as big.
There was
as
one
far as
time
farts.
Magnus farted, and he like kind of woke up and like looked around, like sniffed his own butt. He was like, turned around and went back. I was like,
Ran away from his own
Yeah.
fart.
Well, it's that way. She just has to snip. She's like, what was that? What was that?
it's like, yeah, that's the out of your ass.
He's not jumping himself.
Oh, Bethany. Oh, you poor thing.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Chili Mac, what are you thinking?
Bethany fed me Chili Mac for
So-
dinner.
Mhm.
Oh, she's gonna regret it.
So
But wait, did you eat Chili Mac too?
Bethany's sleeping in the basement tonight.
Yeah, girl.
Because I had some too. It's a two-way battle.
It's a battle. It's a battle. It's
It
not
is.
a battle.
I have a friend that we call him Darth Gaseous.
Nice.
Oh Jesus.
Do not feed him chicken nuggets and
Oh Lord.
and the Shamrock Shakes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, those are so good.
You will die. Yeah, but they are not a good combination for Royce. You will die. You will die.
I was gonna say
What was the
tonight.
White Castle movie? What was the White Castle movie? Do you guys remember?
Tonight,
Harold and Kumar go to White Castle.
you and Jason are gonna have like dueling farts.
Yeah, the
Like,
battleship.
in
Do you remember that from Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle? The battleships.
No, God, I need to rewatch that. I definitely do.
It's very fucking hilarious because those two girls are like, "You sunk my battleship."
Wait a minute, yeah.
You remember?
Yeah, it's come back. Wait.
Yeah, yeah. You think about it for a
They're
hot
in the
minute.
bathroom,
It'll come
yeah.
back. Yeah. And they were hiding in the other stall, and there were two British chicks. Yeah,
They were like, oh my God. Oh.
yeah. I don't think they get
The 50-second fart countdown.
Oh no.
Alexa, cancel.
Jesus.
Okie dokie.
Oh God.
Oh my God, she is sassy.
Alexa.
Fart in the living room.
Oh my God.
I don't know that.
Oh no. No.
It's called retarded. Want to try it?
Oh God.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
Make the Alexa fart.
He's already on his way to the bathroom. It's hitting him now.
Uh-oh.
Man. Godspeed.
Oh,
He's not gonna rip him live on the air. Sitting right beside him.
Oh no, if he did that, it probably would be bad.
I think she might die.
I'm so
I
used
think you might
to
do that.
it. 10 years, it doesn't bother me anymore.
So, have any of you like farted in a car in a hot sunny day and then shut the door and then come back a couple hours later? You open the door and you're like, oh.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
I haven't
what's
had
that?
that
Is in the
linger
seat.
like that. No.
My daughter's done that. My daughter.
no, I have not.
Max says that all the time.
Or when you sit down and it just wafts right up.
Oh no.
Oh, wait. Or like you
Oh.
you fart and you when you have bad gas and you're farting in the driver's seat and then you get up and all of a sudden the smell just kind of lifts out of the seat.
Uh-huh.
It's so gross. Like Max will literally fart and then 5 minutes later I'll go, did you
That's-
fart? He's like, yeah, like 5 minutes ago. I'm like, oh my god.
Uh-huh.
Ah,
Yeah,
warn me.
that's always like the padded seats
That
always
is-
scare me.
That's what Febreze is made for, is, every once in a while you have to go out to your car, Febreze the entire damn thing, and then just let it air out and get it dry,
Yep.
and you're good.
Wait,
Always have a can on standby. Always.
See, I have to be careful. That stuff
Yes.
gives me a headache.
And don't fart in the shower.
oh no, no, that's like that's the
No.
one rule. That's where you don't shower. That's the one rule. That's where you don't. Like
That's
that's the
where
only.
you want to, especially if you're going to potentially shart yourself. You can clean yourself right off afterwards. So,
Yeah, no shit.
two in one.
Not in that hot steamy water, man. That's
Oh,
where
no.
that's where it'll kill you.
Never had that
Especially if you're in a
problem.
glass shower stall, forget it. It's
Oh.
staying with you.
Yeah, it has to be suicide.
Isn't that what they call waffle stomping?
Oh my god.
Oh, do you have a list? Do you have a
Yeah.
list of?
Where you
Like-
take a shit in the shower and you have to shove it stomping down the
Up
drain?
and down the drain.
Like one of those cross ones that you do like in the public shower and you have to stop it down the drain. Waffle stomping.
Waffle
Oh my
stomping.
God.
Waffle stomp your shit down the
Waffle
drain.
stomping.
Here you go. So
No.
Oh no.
The things that from 4chan with Foul Bachelor Frog, if any of you remember that or know of that, that's a old school
funny.
what would be
Terminology.
considered a meme now, but it was like a macro at the time. That's what they used to call them. Yeah, good times.
That's good.
My other favorite one from Foul Bachelor Frog was masturbating while eating Cheetos. It's like orange penis or something like that. Like,
Nah, that's crazy.
Wait, who eats while masturbating? That why?
Well, yeah, I was just gonna say, why would you?
It's not,
why
it's not
do-
a woman thing.
While
Clearly,
you're
it's
masturbating.
that nothing really stops a guy, probably.
It's a serious problem right there, I think.
Have you ever had
It's really
used
odd.
food in the sexual pleasure of each other?
Well, that's different. That's
No, actually, I haven't.
No, I have not.
what?
I know I need to try it. I'm sorry.
Like putting honey on his penis?
Okay.
And then trying to lick it off?
Amber.
I am
We're
not
not talking about
that's
this
not
at
there
all.
'cause I know
No.
exactly where that's going afterwards. That ain't going inside me. I'm sorry. No,
That's,
honey going in my
actually, it's an
vagina.
antibacterial.
I guess that makes sense because
So I wanted to use caramel. I might have to use honey instead.
Chocolate sauce
I might
is a
just do
bitch
that.
to get off.
Mm.
hot sauce.
Oh my god!
Is it
No,
hot sauce?
No,
no,
chocolate
no,
sauce.
no.
Oh, I think you said hot sauce. I
Chocolate.
was like,
Chocolate.
that's just pain. That's just actually
No.
Very strange.
Chocolate sauce.
Although I wonder if there's a finish for that.
So
Put that
why?
shit on anything.
What?
I have no idea what he said.
He
I'm
said
not
I can eat that
going-
shit on anything.
Oh,
Hot sauce.
Frank.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry, but nobody's
Frank.
touching me with hot sauce in that
Nope.
area.
Unless I wonder if there's a kink for
No,
that. I wonder if people have like
not
a
at
finish
all.
with that. They
Oh,
I'm sure
one
they
of
do.
the
someone
pain,
does.
the
I'm
pain
sure
finishes,
someone-
and they're like, yeah, hot sauce. Woo. Oh, God.
No, that's okay. I'm not.
There's a
No.
kink for everything.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. That you're right. There
There's
is
an app for everything.
fetishes and
We scared Grims away.
Oh,
No, she probably has to go tinkle from laughing so
Nope,
hard.
I'm out.
It's like, I'm out of here. You guys are being weird.
I'll thank you, Casper. I'll try the honey. Thank you. I will definitely do that. I just need to go out and buy it. So
Yeah, just see how long it takes to lick that off, get it all off.
I can only imagine because I've like put some on my finger once. And
Yeah.
tried to, like, yeah.
It's
Oh,
a
goodness.
lollipop.
Oh,
There's cracks and crevices and stuff for it to stick to.
How much are you putting on?
Bramer says he prefers Stubbs barbecue sauce in a snorkel.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's nice. That's good stuff right there. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, who eats and masturbates at the same time? That's what I want to know. Like,
know.
who's that?
Yeah.
Wait, hang on. No, maybe it's not. I think it's a boredom thing. Cause you must be that bored. You just gotta like. I might as well just eat and wank at the same time. I mean, I guess.
I guess.
I don't know. Yeah.
I guess.
It's taking me so long to fap that I can't eat.
How can you?
I'm
How can it take you that long? I mean, come on, man.
God.
I don't even understand that. Like, you must be doing it wrong to yourself if it's taking you that long.
It's a process for me. I'm just like, I'm focused on one thing and one thing only, and that's it. I'm not focused on anything else.
They're in the middle.
How you can.
And the thing is, break. Go make a sandwich.
Most men can't even think of doing more than one thing most of the time. So the fact that they're eating and schlobbing the knob while they're doing it, I mean,
Jerking that gherkin.
That's bad.
jerking on the gherkin.
Gherkin, baby.
That's my favorite term is slobbing on that knob. That's like my favorite
Slobbing
term.
the
now.
knob.
I thought that was a term for giving a blowjob. I didn't know.
That is, yeah.
Oh,
Not-
okay.
Yeah, it's my
I
favorite.
don't know.
term.
I'm just checking.
Then you're doing it wrong if you're going down on him and he's sitting there eating.
That's gotta be sad.
yeah.
Unless it's like
That's when-
kinky, like during dinner
That's when you
thing.
go.
Hey, what have you?
No. Even then, they gotta stop for it and just kind of pay attention to you. Cause
Yeah.
I mean, shit.
I mean, if
If you're going down on a guy, he better focus on you going down on him. I'm sorry, because otherwise you get up, you walk away, you go in the other room, and you pleasure yourself, and you say "fuck you."
So
wait a minute. Wait, Russ says yeah, but men can masturbate anytime. So can girls. So can women. That's not. Come on.
Hell yeah.
Don't.
yeah,
That's not. It's not a pitsing contest, buddy.
it's not a dick measuring contest.
Just ready to
Yeah.
wrap it out,
It's all
What's
right.
really funny is when
Mine be
you
bigger anyways.
go down on said man while he's on the phone with his very, very naive mother.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Oh, fuck yes.
That's so evil. I love it.
Oh, hell yeah.
And mom is so oblivious
That's funny.
that
Oh
she
my
just keeps going on and on and on. He said,
Like, yeah. Like biting his fingers, biting his tongue. It's just like, no, don't, no.
grabbing the pillow. He's got like a pillow, and he's like,
Oh my gosh.
Mom, I gotta go.
Yeah, something's on fire.
Mom, I gotta go.
No. All right. Going down on your husband while he's doing a podcast. Watch how quick he turns off the camera and the mic.
Oh, when did that happen? Ooh.
You'll just have to watch the podcasts
Oh, I'm curious now.
and take your guess.
Yeah.
Wow. We went down that
Let's
dark
just say
hole.
we had
That was dark. We went down a dark hole there. That was
dark hole.
deep. Deep,
That's
dark,
not
moist hole.
dark.
No.
Let's go.
Ooh,
I said it. I said
that's
it,
a
Russ.
fun hole.
I said it. I said the word he hates.
Moist. Ugh.
Ugh.
Okay, everybody, ready? 1, 2, 3. Moist.
Moist.
Oh, you don't like
Me and
that
a
word?
coworker were talking about this earlier today. Moist does not belong outside of nursing. It doesn't.
I don't agree with that.
It's just it hangs out in the back of your throat, and it doesn't sound pleasant. It's just one of those words. Just I just don't like
No,
it.
no. Right back, we blow.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Oh.
You guys
Oh,
suck.
God.
No,
We blow.
I might suck
we blow.
like a Hoover,
Like a lollipop.
like a Hoover.
Oh, God.
Okay,
A
this
brand new
derailed.
Hoover right out of the box.
Yeah.
I'm more of a Dyson.
A Dyson. That's interesting.
Ooh,
No,
shit.
I think I'm good. I'm not
Never
gonna
leave the
describe.
suction.
I don't think I want to describe how I do things. I think I'm good.
I'm fine. I'm good. I don't need to describe things.
But I'm proud of you guys. Keep on doing what you're doing. I'm
Yeah,
proud.
Well, Chan, with that thing that you're using, I mean, that should be increasing your
That's
your
not
power.
Your Jawzrsize
Ability.
Yeah,
ability.
jaw strength.
That's not what a
Yes.
Jawzrsize is for. It's not. But
Yeah,
I mean, I
uh-huh.
guess like it could work. There's two
That's a
different.
happy side effect.
Well, probably of the other one. That actual Jawzrsize is like to strengthen these muscles, like in your jaw and in your neck.
I don't need that.
The other one, however, because the Jawzrsize, this is the Jawzrsize, right? So this is it, and like it has these little plastic things on it. Do you see them? You put them, like you heat them up, and then you bite it like you would like for wrestling, you know, and then it gets your teeth grooves in it, and then you just like you know what I mean? And you just like, and people use them when they work out. Like it's a thing. It's like
It looks like a ball gag.
So wait a minute. You put balls in your mouth.
Look, is it a hole in
You
it?
put a ball in your mouth.
And then you just squeeze it.
You put a ball in your mouth and gnaw on it. But yet you don't want to talk about how you give a blowjob, but you're talking about putting a ball in your
Now
mouth.
hold on,
and
because we can talk about, we can directly talk about the Jawzrsize if you want, or we can talk about the one that's supposed to strengthen your mouth and your teeth, which looks like this.
Oh shit, that was perfect timing.
You can bite on a ball all you want, but if you want to suck, you better put this one in your mouth.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Try to squeeze that all the time. But see, that's why I'm not bragging. I'm not bragging.
Nick says, why the fuck is it orange?
It's not, it's red.
Yeah, it's red.
Oh.
It's very red. It's very, very
It's red.
It's very red.
It's just the camera.
It is.
Oh,
It's
God.
great red. I sent the girls a picture because I was walking around the house when
Yes.
nobody was home, like you know, doing the thing. And it looks hilarious because through the hole you can just see my teeth and my tongue. It looks funny as shit.
Go ahead and put it in. Let's see.
Okay.
Yeah, please.
All right.
Oh, my God.
All right. It's hard to put in, so hold on.
Oh, my God.
You look like Jessica Rabbit.
So what is that meant to exercise?
You look You get in your mouth.
It works all of this. It works this and it works your lips.
Oh, they would put in your mouth when you had braces, and they would like fix them.
Yeah. It's super fun though. Like it's hilarious. I like making weird faces with it because it's funny. Like I just laugh. I'm like walk past the bathroom and I'm like, yeah.
Eric, we love you too. Oh my god.
Yeah, I love you too.
Funny shit.
I gotta amuse myself, you know.
What else can you do?
I don't know, but I think
That's one way.
I think if I really wanted to, I could dress up like a blow up doll for Halloween though.
I would love to do that.
Oh my god.
Oh shit.
Where?
Oh shit.
It'd be like T-pose. The whole T-pose thing. You just go like.
It's so weird. It's weird. It's really hard to do too. Like it actually really works, and it like makes all of your muscles kind of tight. Anyway.
Oh my god.
I might have to use that blow up doll.
My girlfriend, my one girlfriend saw it and she was like, "Jesus Christ, Chan, you look like a fucking blow up doll." Whatever. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Wait, Chan.
Oh shit.
Give me 2 seconds. I have the perfect Halloween costume. Let's get it. Hold up for you.
Potato Head. Mrs. Potato Head.
Oh, there you go, Mrs. Potato Head. That would work too. That's another good work.
That could work.
Jessica Rabbit, Miss Potato Head, Blow Up Doll. You know, they would all work. It'd be fun. But that's like I had to see there, right there. There you have it. I have it. And
Yes.
I think
There
I'm
you go.
gonna get back on Amazon and order a shit ton of them and mail them all to each one of you.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm down.
Could you imagine if you showed up to a convention dressed as a blow up doll?
Did you have to wear one of those like those
Dude.
spandex suits, but nude colored?
Yeah, the nude colored spandex suit, and then you make the little creases looking.
Yeah, you have to like draw them on or something.
Draw lines on it, and you're like,
Oh no. No.
Oh
You
no!
can't just stand it outside the damn dealership like that.
And then you'd have to have a handler. You'd have to have someone like acting like they're carrying you around.
Jason,
There you go. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Jason, no, you cannot do that. You might get arrested.
Come on,
Oh
I
my
can't do
god.
that.
how could you get arrested? You're completely clothed.
But I don't look like the inflatable arm man.
Oh, I don't like those. Those are freaky.
Really? I love
Wacky
those
baby
things.
inflatable arm flailing tube man.
No, I don't like them.
I do too.
I love them.
I
They're
want
freaky.
one.
Like I go past them. I'm
I
like,
want to get one to put up.
You actually can buy mini ones for your desk.
no,
Aww.
no.
Cool.
Oh
I think
yes.
It's just like the little magnet dudes too, where you like pop the magnet up and they actually stiffen up, and then you
I
drop
like
the magnet. And
Those
they
things are
Yeah.
all that stuff. That's awesome.
Nope,
No.
good.
Casper's like, no, not for me. I'm
Or
good.
is that your paralysis demon? It just like comes up in
don't like
your nightmares.
I don't like it.
I'm
Like
sorry.
Eric laughs at me. He will deliberately drive past them, and I'm like,
It's not nice.
Oh, look at me.
I don't like those.
I love those things.
Yeah, you can buy You can
I
buy them
think-
for your
I-
desk, and they sit there and you plug it into your USB port, and it sits there and it flaps around.
Nope.
Russ, I need a little blow up thing for my desk.
Oh, there you go.
I need one of those little. I need a Bailey buddy for my desk.
I'm pretty sure that was like one of the first memes I ever saw was like a picture of these dudes messing around at Home Depot, and one of them had the big tubes on his arms, like for plumbing, and he's just flopping his arms everywhere.
Yes, I've seen that. That's awesome.
Those cat tubes that they
Yeah.
run through.
Mhm.
Eric puts them on like chaps,
Nice.
and then walks around the house.
Oh, you could do a
Jesus.
robot. You could do a robot that way. That's so
Yeah.
cute, actually.
Here we go.
Oh my god.
Turn it back into something more normal, you know. Man.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
This conversation went places.
It went all over. Like it's like, you know, off the rail, completely off the rails.
Maybe that should be our surname now.
I think we lost the rails. They've disappeared. We can't find them again.
It's not even a train anymore.
Around.
See, here they are.
Yes.
What?
That's so
Ooh.
cool. Slinky, the tube guy.
I want a tube guy.
I want a tube guy.
No.
Inflatable tube guy.
For
No.
$8. You
And
ordered
on this
that
side,
unit by
it's a different
Saturday.
color.
It's a
I love
slinky.
Slinky.
It's a slinky. I have a metal slinky, like one of the classic slinkies.
I still have one
Oh
of those
wow.
too.
I still like putting them down the stairs.
Oh, wow.
Like
They walk
Yes.
downstairs.
Yeah, you've got great stairs to do that.
Yeah, you have plenty of stairs. I have like all these toys on my desk.
I thought that was a bowl. I was like, don't smoke that right now.
It's Petrushka dolls.
I would be
I
so
know,
jealous if
sorry.
she did. Oh,
Uh-oh.
No.
did you break her?
Teeny,
God,
teeny.
is that
little
tiny?
little.
So cute.
Itsy bitsy.
Patriska? Is that you said?
Yeah, Petrushka. Yeah.
Patriska.
Matrushka dolls.
Oh, whoops.
Matrushka.
Matrushka.
Matrushka dolls.
Matrushka.
I don't know.
Oh my god. Yeah, offend every Russian person out there. I'm so sorry.
Just call it a Russian nesting doll.
Yeah, it's usually what I default to if I can't remember the name. That's usually what I do.
I thought it was Petrushka. God, I can't talk. I thought it was with a P, but it might be with an M. I don't remember.
It's with an M.
Yeah.
I don't.
Is it?
These are true. This was brought to me by
I
a
don't
friend of mine. She went to Russia.
Oh.
I have no
Yeah,
idea.
I feel like an alcoholic because the last time my friend went to Russia, he brought us back alcohol. Like
That's a good
vodka. Like I don't regret it.
That's
I'm
a
just
very
like,
good friend.
Yeah. This good vodka. Oh my god. And like I've been like trying to savor it as much as possible. I'm just like I only have this very occasionally. This is like the good shit. Yeah.
I think that's kind of almost
I've
like a given if somebody goes like to another country, because my sister sent back wine to my parents from France and wherever else she had gone, and
Ooh.
it was kind of cool because
Oh, I
cheese.
got
and cheese.
pissed at one of my
Wine.
coworkers. One of my coworkers went to freaking Mexico and he picked up tequila for a whole bunch of other people. Didn't get me a damn bottle of tequila. I was like, look, I freaking drink. Where's my bottle?
Yeah.
So I have to cover your ass on the counter the whole time. And that's
Back
the
in
thing, I
Mexico?
covered for him the whole time. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, you go to Mexico, damn it. Go get me my tequila. But
Well,
yeah.
that reminds me. Well, I still want to go to Canada because apparently a Canadian beer has a higher alcoholic content than American beer.
I have no
And-
idea.
And Irish beer has even more.
Ooh. Need to
But
go
they drink
places.
They drink it warm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
So they do
What?
it. They do that in Germany too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Why?
Room temperature.
European countries drink
Yep.
beer warm.
It's gotta be different then because I can't imagine
But-
doing that with American
but their beer-
Ooh.
Their
Their beer is
smoother.
brewed to be drank warm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's brewed to be drank at room temperature. It doesn't taste good cold. It's
Have any of you
brewed to
tried
be
it?
made like
I don't drink beer.
I haven't
and
yet.
I can't. I
Oh,
can't drink
okay.
beer.
yeah, I don't either.
So when we were in
but yeah,
Ireland,
from what I've
Go ahead.
go ahead.
good.
What? Go ahead.
No, from what I've read and whatnot. Sorry, y'all. From what I've read and whatnot, yeah, it's brewed. It's the brew process and stuff like that is brewed to be consumed at room temperature. And
So
from people I know that have tried it, they've been like, "Yeah, don't drink it cold."
Yeah.
So hang on, like Guinness. Would you
That
have
would
that
be
at
good.
Roomtown?
Yeah,
Yes.
you're supposed to.
Yep.
Ooh.
But
Yeah,
not the stuff you buy here in the U.S. because that's brewed most of the time here. The stuff that's brewed in Ireland and Germany, because Heineken and Guinness can both be brewed in both places. They are brewed at a higher alcohol content, and they're brewed to be warm. Now, when we were in Ireland, they said statistically that a Guinness, only 1/3 of Guinness is actually exported. The rest of it is consumed within the country.
Holy shit!
That's
Wow.
like 5 pints for 3 pints for every man, woman, and child a day.
And they start drinking at a young age.
And that is only the Guinness. That doesn't include Heineken or anything else that's inside the country.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
Wow. I guess just got to go to Ireland then. All right, that's fine. I don't want to go there anyway.
I mean, if you do like
beautiful,
if you like beer at all,
you want to do the Guinness tour. I've heard it is amazing.
There's a Guinness tour.
There's a Guinness tour, and you get to try all the different flavors of Guinness while you're on the tour.
Oh my god!
Eat
Holy
something
crap.
before you go, or you won't remember the tour.
And you can go
That's
to
a given.
Scotland and do a whiskey tour.
Yep.
Oh my god! Yeah. Wait. Hang on. Oh, I gotta make a choice.
That would
then.
be so
Crap.
cool.
You don't have to make a choice.
You don't
can
have
do both.
to go.
Just get drunk. Okay, great.
Just do both.
Europe. That's
Just
what they
do both.
do.
Yes.
They get sloshed.
Ireland has a lot of really good vineyards too. They're known for wine.
Mm.
In fact, I had a $50 glass of wine while I was in Ireland. And
Ooh,
actually,
wow.
no, they only had a half a glass for us, so we only had to pay $25. But it was the best wine I think I've ever tasted.
Worth the money?
Yes.
Because they have it's different soil than what we have here.
Yeah.
They've got really good
Grapes,
soil.
so the
Yeah,
grapes taste
they do.
different.
Reason why it's called the Emerald Isle. So yeah, all that peat and
Trust me,
everything.
that green is nothing like you see here.
Mm-hmm.
It is so vibrant. It literally is emerald colored.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've seen
It's
pictures.
insane.
They made me cry, and I'm just like,
I wanna
just
go.
want to visit there. I'm so sorry,
It's
like we can't
beautiful.
travel, and I'm talking about travel. Oh.
It is beautiful.
I'd like to check out New Zealand just one time.
Yes. Oh my god.
I want to go to Scotland. Like I really want to go to Scotland.
I would love to go to like Egypt and France and Italy, but I am so damn scared to travel. Even on a good day, I'm scared to travel overseas because I'm like, somebody's gonna see me and go, "Oh, look, crazy white American woman. Let's get her." And I'm gonna be like, "Oh no."
In Egypt, that would be right. I would watch going to Egypt. But Ireland, like I got kidnapped in Ireland on my honeymoon. It was fantastic. So
like a
Okay.
traditional thing?
what?
It's like a traditional thing?
No. So we pull up outside of this little gas station. My husband had to go to the bathroom, and I was 23. I was real young, and I looked even younger. I looked probably about maybe 18.
Mm-hmm.
So I could not drive in Ireland at that time because it cost us $1,000 more on the car because I was underage or something like that.
Ooh, all right.
So, but anyway, we pull up in front of this gas station and Eric goes in. And next thing I know, here comes the shop owner and he gets in the car, starts it up, backs it up. And I'm like, wait, I can't go anywhere. My husband's in there. Where are you going? And it's this old grandpa guy. And he's like laughing. And he's like being sincere about it. He was like the traditional old grandpa of Ireland type. So I wasn't scared, but he's like, backing it up. So he backs it up like 20 feet and then puts it in park and then pulls the emergency brake. Now this is, it's an automatic. So he gets out and I'm like, what just happened? And he looks at me and he's chuckling at this point. And he goes, oh, you're in so-and-so's spot. And he gets all out of sorts when somebody gets in his parking spot. So instead of asking me to move the car,
he just came
and moved it. So Eric comes out and realizes the car's not in the right position and the emergency brake's on and it's in drive because you can. So, but anyway, so he's like, what is going on here? Because I'm dying at this point. I'm like laughing so hard. I'm like, just go. I'll tell you when I can get a breath. So yes, I was abducted for all of 20 feet on our honeymoon.
Well, when we were in Rome and Paris, we got targeted by gypsies. Targeted, yeah. Well, because a lot of times the gypsies will hang around the subways, and they will try to pickpocket, and they try to go after the tourist. Because tourists are looking around, not paying any attention, and they could get in and slip. And so we're there in a big group, and I'm with my dad. And this was when we were in Rome, and we're on the metro, and we see these two young girls, and they're kind of
and they're really young,
and closer and closer. And some people from our group was like, "Hey guys, why don't you come over here? Come over with us. Come talk to us." So we're kind of like, okay. And that's when my dad realized, because he saw the girl like trying to get in his pocket. And my dad's is a big guy. He just bumped her with his hip, and she went tumbling.
Oh no! Holy crap!
And then when we were in Paris, we were actually getting on the metro, and it was me and my dad, and then my sister and my mom behind us. And all of a sudden, these two gypsies cut in front of my mom and my sister. They were trying to go after my dad. My sister kind of pushed the one gypsy, who turned around, threw a punch at my sister. It was a really weak punch. And my sister threw one at her, and she stumbled out of the metro.
Oh my God.
Wow.
How old were you when you went?
I was 15.
Wow.
Woo.
Wow.
I'd love to go again.
I've never been out of the country.
What?
No.
No, I haven't either.
It's gorgeous.
We did.
Well, I mean, I don't doubt it. Our country's beautiful too.
Yes.
I'm sure.
On that same trip, we flew into Switzerland, and on the first day, we went up into the Alps. We took one of the trams up the Alp. Unfortunately, it was cloudy, so we couldn't really see anything. As we were coming back down, my head it hurt so bad. I felt like it was going to, I thought my head was going to blow up.
My.
I had a sinus infection.
I think that that's like one of the things that scares me about getting in a like traveling by plane right now, because of the pressure. Cabin pressure bothers me. I took a plane to California, and it was just really, really hard on my head and everything. And now that my legs, yeah. But now that my legs are the way they are, it concerns me. It worries me, and I feel like there's so much. Like I have friends who are in that I was part of like outdoor enthusiast groups for a few years before my accident and stuff, and like they take pictures of all these really amazing places in the US alone, and I'm like, well, I could drive places and visit some cool shit, because even if I don't ever make it out of the country, at least I could see some cool shit that maybe I would never see that's here. You know what I mean? Because you should see some of the pictures of some of the stuff and some of the places these people go. Like it's absolutely unbelievable. And it's like, okay, this stuff might not be directly in your backyard, but it could be like a 5-hour drive away.
When I was 6 weeks old, my dad got transferred to Germany. So we moved to Germany when I was 6 weeks old. We lived there until I was like 3.5. My sister has all of the slides from all the trips and everything that we took all over Germany. And I remember just sitting there when I was a kid, sitting with the slides and looking at them and then putting them in the slide projector and whatnot. And I want to go back because I'm like, I don't remember any of this. I was too young. And I'm like, now I want to go, you know. So yeah, I don't blame you for wanting to travel, but like I said, I'm scared to death to I can't take Russ across the ocean because I can barely take him to Chicago without him freaking out on an airplane. So I can't imagine him going over the ocean. And flying makes me a little bit claustrophobic, so I don't know how I would handle on a, you know, like a 10-hour flight across the ocean.
I will say
Or
this to you and to Bethany, Anna, and that's the fact that you guys live much closer to a place I've been where I felt head over myself because it's East Coast, and a lot of people are like, if you really want to see the US, you need to go West Coast, you know, because there's nothing really out here to see. And that's like the biggest load of shit I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, exactly.
Because whenever
I agree.
Whenever I made it to Asheville and then up into the Blue Ridge Parkway above Asheville, and looking out across the mountain range of the Appalachians, and I was like,
gorgeous.
Very pretty.
it was just oceans of mountains. Like you didn't see anything else. You didn't know where the ocean was. You didn't see flat land anywhere. It was just like oceans of mountains. It was the most beautiful thing I had ever seen at that point in my life. And yeah, I stayed in a tent in a park, a state park out there, national park on the Blue Ridge Parkway, and just woke up to that mountain air and just that view, you know, like drove out of the park and like right there out of the park, and it's just endless seas of mountains and just beautiful scenery. And it's crazy that we live like, yeah, all these other countries, I'd love to see them all. I'd really love to. I am scared of airplanes, and JD probably would never get in a plane, but there's so much to see here, and I kind of can't wait to get into a position like where I can just kind of like go, you know what I mean? Actually take a vacation,
right.
Pop up a tent or whatever, possibly if I could handle it, you know?
Like this summer, Russ and I go on vacation in a little over a week, and we're sitting there and we're going, well, we can't do what we were planning on doing, which was going to my in-laws up in upstate New York. You know, we were like, okay, so we can't go see them. We're not, you know, we can't go. We were like, well, maybe we can go camping. Well, none of the campgrounds are really open. And it's like, so we're going, okay, so, you know, well, we are going to make some excursions, and we're sitting there and we're talking to my dad, because he does all this wildlife photography and landscape photography and stuff like that. And he's like, he's telling me on the phone on Father's Day, which, by the way, I talked to my dad for over 2 hours. Haven't done that in years. And I sat on the phone Father's Day for 2 hours. But anyways, yeah. So, but I was sitting there talking to him. He's like, yes, you need to go to this park and this park and this park. And I was like, dude, yes. So I was telling Russ, I was looking up hikes and stuff like that. And I said, we can do this. It's not going to be it might not be too hot. I don't know, but these are short hikes. We can go. And he was like, yeah, we need to make an excursion. So yeah, but I agree with you. Going up to the mountains and just being able to like go 3 hours into West Virginia, and we can Blackwater Falls and you know, up into the mountains. I can drive 5 hours and be in the mountains, up in the hills, and you know, like up near where my dad lives. But see, we grew up with it, so it's like I grew up going to West Virginia all the time in the summer, especially, and I'd run up the mountains and go hiking with my cousins. So it you know, it's one of those things where. But that's like DC. We live so close to DC. I've been there so much. Yeah. You know, I still haven't. I've never been to the Tidal Basin. I've never been to the Jefferson Memorial. I've never been to the Lincoln Memorial.
Really? It's
I have never done that.
You see it. Everything that is what people consider to be the Maryland, DC, Virginia area is DC, and it's all the monuments. So after a while, you just see all those monuments, and you're like, there's more to our area than those monuments.
But see, I think I also think that when you live in an area like that, there's such like a pull to disconnect from all that too, and go someplace else and get some like, because fresh air is different.
Yeah.
When you're in places like that, you know, like. I've seen small waterfalls in like the Appalachian chain that crosses into PA in towards Western PA, towards West Virginia. And it's beautiful. Don't get me wrong, but the range isn't as steep and it's not quite as intense as the Appalachians go further south, and seeing those waterfalls was probably one of the most amazing things I've ever done, because you're looking at a difference between 15-foot waterfalls that you can play on big slabs of stone out in those mountains, and then you go down south and you're looking at 100-foot waterfalls, and it's a completely different experience. It's a different breath of fresh air. It's just it's a much needed disconnection from just everything. Everything. Your cell phone's not working. You're sitting there, you can take your pictures, but you're not connecting to social media and places like that. And I sometimes think that when you live in those areas where you are constantly connected, you need that disconnect. It's super important.
There's actually
I agree.
There's actually an overlook somewhere within the Blue Ridge where it's God, it's so many, I can't remember how many steps it is, but when you get to the top, if it's a clear day, you can see all the way to Ohio.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Holy crap.
That's crazy.
That's totally awesome.
You're that high at that you could, on a clear day.
I know where that is. That's the highest, that's in West Virginia. Dad was telling me about it.
It's not West Virginia, it's Virginia.
Yeah, but the highest peak in West Virginia, you can do that.
Yeah.
This looks like this looks like a fire tower.
Yeah.
And you go up and you can see Ohio, and it's only about, I think Dad says 4 hours from me, something like that.
Well, this is one that I saw. It was it's actually in Virginia.
Yeah, there's another one in Virginia. They're scattered all over the place, actually. And you can trail them, like the Blue Ridge Parkway or the Appalachian Trail. You can actually find those overlooks if you check them out. That was something I was going to try to do before I got hurt. Was I was going to attempt to do section hiking of the Appalachian, because there's so much cool stuff.
Wow.
I used to remember when I was younger, when my sister and I were younger, we used to go with my parents down to Virginia Tech for homecoming and other football games, and we would come back using the Blue Ridge Parkway. So we're on this road looking down, see all the mountains, and there were places that you could stop that were kind of like the touristy, was the what it looked like what people used to live in the mountains. And then when you got to the bottom of the mountain, there was this general store you could go into. And I remember getting the candies, the striped candies, that was the different flavors.
I watched this really awesome. I watched this really awesome movie about a chick who took off on a hiking adventure, but she did the Pacific Crest Trail, which is much more intense than the Appalachian. It runs from the lowest end of California up into Canada. And
that's a long way.
I know someone who's hiked the whole Appalachian from Georgia all the way up to Maine.
Yeah, I've had friends that have done the same. But it's called Wild, and it has Reese Witherspoon in it. Have you guys watched that?
No. I've heard of it. No. Gilmore Girls. There was a whole scene about it.
Really?
Because it was a book first and then a movie.
Yeah,
the whole thing.
But it's based off a
true story.
A true story.
The woman's story.
And that's a pretty interesting and amazing, because that was a lot of my friends who or a lot of acquaintances that I knew through the whole hiking enthusiast group, outdoor enthusiast group. That was taking hikes that was a big deal. And my friend Leslie, last year, she actually did a large portion of the Pacific Crest Trail. She only jumped off maybe 3 times from Southern California up into Canada. And she told me it was quite literally a life-changing experience. You spend so much time alone without being connected to anything that you have no choice but to deal with yourself. Can you imagine that kind of silence though? In that kind of environment?
I would love it.
Jason and I, we watched one of those.
Where I
I
live.
never want to do that.
No?
We watched one of those reality, people are dumped in the wilderness of Alaska and they have to survive.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
And it's one of those, like, they slowly are eliminated.
Grims is like, no, nope, not me. Nope.
And, like,
Call me bougie, call me spoiled.
No.
Nature is good for like one day. I hate camping.
Oh.
I'll eat camping food, but I will not enjoy camping. I don't like feeling dirty. I don't like it. I don't like feeling dirty. I don't like sleeping in sleeping bags. I don't like sleeping in tents. I don't like the sound of the wind going through. Like, no.
Not your thing. Not your jam at all.
I can appreciate that, but doing that hike would be a huge fear of mine because I would be disconnected from people in terms of if I fucking am dead, no one is fucking finding me.
Right,
like no one is finding me. Like I gotta have a way of being able to communicate with someone if something went wrong with me.
Well,
and all these people who get killed hiking, and doing stuff, and then they're not found. Like
you should watch that movie. Yeah, Grims, you should watch that movie. You should watch that movie. Another one you should watch is called Into the Wild.
Yeah.
You guys watch that? That's a crazy freaking movie where this dumps his life. Like he literally dumps his life. He rips up his driver's license, his social security card, throws his money away, and walks away from his car and just hikes for years.
Which is good for people. If you want to live that life, that is so
wild.
I have nothing against other people doing it.
Just be Forrest Gump and just run from coast to coast.
I just felt like running.
No,
I've been watching on YouTube all these van conversion into like single person living in a van type deal. Oh my gosh, I'm sitting there going, I could do this. I'm like $12,000 and you can convert it into a freaking camper and it's perfect. And I'm going, oh my gosh. Like this one guy took a freaking U-Haul and turned it into a camper for him and his wife and his 2 kids. And I'm oh my God, I could do this.
Dream. That was my dream, was to convert a school bus.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have a 1987 Chevy conversion van. And you can plug in appliances. It's got a bed. It used to have curtains. We took those down.
It was a 70s van. Did it have shag carpet?
No.
Oh, my God! It
even has a sunlight. It's a
skylight.
The skylight, yeah.
My godfather used to have one.
My aunt and uncle had one of those,
vans, and he called it his pimp mobile. It had like the shag carpet. It had a bed in it.
The pimp mobile.
And then when he and my dad decided that they wanted to just go on a camping trip, he would take it out. They would throw their motorcycles in, their camping stuff, and they would used to go to Canada all the time. They would camp and they would drive their motorcycles.
I can send you guys some links to some groups where that's what they do. Like that's what they share, their conversions of vans and buses and campers and all that stuff. It's pretty incredible. They do
honestly impressive.
It's insane. Like a lot of these people go crazy, especially with vans, because that's now the way to go. My one friend, he's an acquaintance. He actually has he sells.
He got downgraded.
No, I mean, I don't know him. I don't know him on a personal level, so I can't really say he's a direct friend of mine. He's somebody I know through the hiking enthusiast and the van conversion stuff that I follow, and he actually sells coffee out of his van.
Oh,
he converted his van in such a way that he can hide where he sleeps down away and have it completely sanitary kitchen inside his van, and open it up and have a countertop and sell coffee right over the counter like a food truck.
Oh, cool.
Yep. So he travels and he sells coffee and works from a Wi-Fi hotspot. That's his main job is on the computer, but that's what he does. He travels all over.
Kate, you can come up to my
house. I wanted to
we'll do camping.
Yeah, he sells a lot of coffee actually. Yeah.
Russ and I wanted to retire. We wanted to get, an RV and just go traveling. And RVs are freaking expensive. And then I'm watching these conversions and I'm going,
it's different.
We could do that. We really could. We could freaking afford it. We could do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I wanted to do the school bus thing because it's diesel, and diesel overall is a lot cheaper. And usually you can get it anywhere. And it's actually you can there are recipes and ways you can reconstruct a motor and not actually even use the diesel fuel. So a diesel engine.
That's right. You can use vegetable oil.
That's
right. Yep. You can use veggie oil. You can use hydrogen cell batteries. Yeah, there's ways to do it. Yeah, no doubt.
And
you can get a Sprinter van that runs off of diesel.
I have a link I can send you, Anna, that is actually the traveling path of a lot of these people that I know, where they remain in 70-degree weather all year round.
Well,
hell yes.
One of the things Jason and we really wanted to do for our honeymoon was actually do a cross-country trip.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did the cross country. When I moved from California to Jersey, we did our cross country trip. Granted, we had to do it fast because I only had 1 week in between the two jobs. To get it done. It happened to be 4th of July.
Wow.
It was the
wow.
No, you want to interest.
Oh, jeez.
That's crazy.
But I'm good. I still another thing. I'm no interest. I'll fly. I'll stay in a hotel. I will be Gucci. No, I'm like driving across the thing. No, I'm good. I can drive in the local town. I'm driving cross country is another one of those. Like, no.
Yeah. I have friends who took their 2 daughters. She's from Canada, but she's from West Coast Canada. She's native, and so they took their 2 kids and them, and they drove a Jeep cross country. And most of the time, they camped out in the Jeep. They put a tent up on the roof, and the girls slept up on the roof, and he and my friend and his wife, slept inside the Jeep. And they did that the whole way out, the whole way back, and it was really freaking cool. And I'm going, that is awesome. I would love to do something like that.
I one of the girls that I met through the whole like outdoor enthusiast thing, she does that with her FJ Cruiser. They actually have a tent for the top of it, and she's called the Hiking Mermaid, and she is a photographer, and you should see some of that shit. I mean, holy crap. Her and her husband just travel and take pictures and do snow hikes and snow camping in like the mountains in Colorado, and just it's ridiculous what this woman does with herself. And she has like slip discs in her back and shit, and she's like, I'm going.
I love watching the videos of where like they rescued a dog and they take the dog with them in their vans, and like the dog's hiking and swimming, or the cat.
I saw the one where it was a guy, he found 2 puppies, and he ended up keeping the 2 puppies with him. But yeah, then travel companions and things like that. But yeah,
I remember I think it was over in Europe, but he was a biker. He was on his motorcycle, and he found a kitten, and he took the kitten and put him in his jacket, and he actually took a pouch on the front of his bike and made it into a place where the kitten could sit.
Oh,
that's awesome.
And now the cat rides the motorcycle with him all the time. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
There's one Steve-O from Jackass. He was in some country, and he found a stray dog that was really chill, and he brought the stray dog into the hotel he was staying in, but they banned dogs. So like, okay, we'll stay outside, but then they snuck him in and they bathed them and all that type of stuff. And then he found a way to, of course, get the dog back with him, and his dog now is his travel companion. So
that's wonderful.
But he took one off the street. Like, you just saw the stray dog, and apparently that dog was like totally chill. Like he has it on his website, the story of meeting this dog.
I saw that. This couple, I think they were from like Germany or something. They were down in like the Bahamas or somewhere vacationing. And they found this stray little orange kitten and fell in love with it. And they knew that they didn't have the time to get the proper paperwork to take her back.
Mm-hmm.
So they decided that they were going to smuggle the cat. So
Did they put her in the carry-on?
no.
How do you smuggle a cat?
She put the kitten into her bra.
Just don't make your boobs meow. There you
And
go.
then
Meow, 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 meow.
and they had a stop in Canada, and they weren't supposed to deboard, but they had to get off the plane. And as they were getting ready to go through security in Canada, she was like, I don't think it's gonna work with her in my bra. So the husband puts the cat in his underwear.
Oh my god.
Oh dear God.
Jesus Christ.
That poor cat. Oh my God.
Hey, but that cat was given a life.
I've been sexually abused.
Small sacrifices.
Is that animal abuse? I mean, can that be?
I think so. That's sexual abuse on an animal. Oh God.
But they were able to get the kitten home with them.
I don't know how I feel about that.
That's cool.
I think I'd more so be concerned with cat scratching up my bits. I think I'd be more concerned with that.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know what they said? It was like sharp little claws, sharp little teeth, but
yeah.
Okay.
That's just really weird to me. Like, why would you do that?
Because no one's gonna, look at a guy's junk and be like, "Is that a kitten down there?"
And the fact that the cat's been quiet, that's probably the most impressive thing.
Yeah, that's surprising.
Yeah, that's
very surprising.
Just keep hearing.
Say I have a gun. Oh, good.
I was just gonna say, I just keep hearing Mike Myers going, or smuggling a schnauzer, or whatever.
You just happened to see me.
God, like, it's so weird to me. Like, why would you do that with a kitten? That's strange.
I was thinking more of along the lines of Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Is that a rabbit in your pocket, or are you happy to see me?
Yeah, that too. At least it was a cartoon rabbit, like
an actual rabbit.
That movie is only good stoned. That's the only good way to watch Roger
with
Rabbit.
That.
Yeah, wait, I watched it when I was younger.
Really?
No drugs. It was good.
Oh.
The end is still creepy though.
So that's what's wrong with you.
It's like
man.
Watch Roger Rabbit with no drugs.
You have to watch Alice in Wonderland when you're tripping.
That's what I
don't
heard.
Have to. I mean, it's bad enough with it.
Right through the heart.
No, the one that's gonna flip you out is Willy Wonka. The whole thing.
Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
Willy Wonka.
Can I be honest?
That's not my favorite.
Can I be honest real quick?
Yeah.
I am terrified to try drugs because my mind is so active.
Right?
I am terrified that I will have, my first trip will be the worst trip and I'll never touch it again.
Completely understand where you're coming from.
I'm so worried because I have that. I have at certain times where I see things out of the corner of my eye. I have to constantly remind myself it's nothing because I'm just thinking of things. I'm worried that if I were to just add fuel to the fire, I'd actually see things like terrifying horror figures and just cry myself to sleep or something. I don't know.
It's one of it's one of those things it's best to talk about Star Wars with people who understand Star Wars, kind of a thing, because you're in a safe place.
Right.
It's one of those things, you just need to be in a safe place. That's around people who are with you. You know what I mean? It's that kind of thing. Because I felt exactly the same way, and it was a long time before I tried anything out of anything at all, because I was terrified. And then when I did, I didn't want to stop.
There you go. I'm curious about it. I'm curious about pot. I know CBD is super effective with certain people, and I'm just like, okay, I want to try it at least once.
I have thought about. I have to say, I have thought about pot because of the amount of pain that I go through. But I don't know if I'm willing. I'm scared to death of it because, like you, I have such an overactive imagination.
I wouldn't be afraid of pot. You've taken gabapentin, right?
Yes.
Pot, you would mellow out. You would mellow out. Pot's
way better than gabapentin as far as the mellow thing, you know, where
Yeah.
gabapentin makes you feel like you're out, like this is off. Whereas like, you know, when you're high, it's just you kind of you mellow down. You're just mellow. It's not you're not fucked. You're mellow. You know, like it's different.
It's different, like if you're doing like acid or other stuff.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Or psilocybin shrooms. I don't know.
Hey, at least
that was actually my favorite.
No, never done them. Won't do it.
I loved it.
Jason was tripping on shrooms and found out he was allergic to mushrooms.
Yeah,
that's
that's
a bad time to find out.
Yeah,
that's bad. He was tripping on shrooms when he found out he was allergic.
Oh man!
When I was younger, that was probably I preferred that because it was like I don't know. It just took things to a different place for a minute, but I was still there, you know. And because I am, you know, like my mind is very creative. You just have to remember it's still your mind. You're in control. You know what I mean? And then you can take things to a much better place. Like it's just a very interesting like mentality to be in. Like I was on a boat on a lake with some friends. We had made tea and with the mushrooms and we're right.
As people usually do.
Which is actually the better way to deal with that. You know, you put a little honey in it and, you know, you have it for longer. But so we're sitting there on the boat and we're hanging out for the day and the sun's starting to go down. And you know how the water looks when the sun hits it at a certain angle and you get like the golds and the pretty, you know, whatever. And the lake was real still. And I swear to God, in that moment, it just looked like liquid metal. And I was in love for a minute. I was just like, oh, God, do you see how beautiful this is? This is amazing. Like everything just has like a level of intensity that just slightly changes enough that visually it's not like seeing things. It just alters your perception just slightly. Colors are a little brighter. Things are a little different. So for me, it was just like, oh God, everything I think is beautiful is just that much more beautiful. And I just want to sit and draw all this stuff or paint all this stuff, you know? And it was just that's where it went for me. It wasn't like some weird hippie experience. It was a very creative experience for me.
I've always been curious about like taking psychoactives and then also like drawing afterwards or painting.
That's the thought that just crossed my mind on that type of stuff,
yeah,
where the creativity would take over.
Definitely does. It definitely does.
Because I have weird dreams that I feel would be like, that would be an interesting story. I wish I would write these things down as like a type thing. Because your mind goes into like weird, because you absorb what you see, but then
I swear, my dreams are more interested than my actual life. I'm like, damn it, why can't my life be like my dreams?
I have full stories. I don't do like the mundane things. I have full stories. I don't remember when I wake up.
Yeah.
I have repetitive dreams and things of that nature. Sometimes I realize that I'm repeating them and then I can have a little more control of what's going on. It's like I'm controlling what I'm doing, but I'm still a player in the dream. I'm not quite like, it's like a weird concept of it.
I'll tell you what, Grims, my mom says the same thing, and she has written, and she's never finished anything. She's just sat down and like just wrote down sections of books and sections of stories.
I have a bunch of those too.
And
I do that too.
They're some of the best stories I've ever read. So like if you actually have the ability to take control, you definitely should be writing this shit down. Like for sure. That would be totally amazing.
I would like to be able to have control at all times. It just only happens if it's a repetitive dream.
Right.
Something like deja vu starts kicking in. It's like I've done this before, and it's like my mind is feeling
like there's certain buildings that are familiar, roads.
I have like a world in my head that sometimes I go to, and it's like the life that I'm living in that stuff. I mean, I still have really messed up ones. Like I've dreamt like aliens taking over the world and they're coming after me, and I have to get my dog and cats with me.
Right.
What's gonna happen? And we're trying to escape them. Like those types of dreams. But there's like a real like
sounds like an action movie.
Exactly like that.
The weirdest part of dreams for me is the fact that time does not make sense. Like I've had dreams where it will be like 2 a.m. and people are still up, people are doing stuff outside. It's dark, but it's like it's active, and it's like it's 2 a.m. But it's like time doesn't make sense
Yeah.
in dreams.
It's a trippy thing about it.
Right. Well, exactly.
Yeah.
And like my neighborhood changes all the time in my dreams.
Mm-hmm.
This makes me think of the movie Inception.
I have
Yeah.
I have such bad insomnia, and I have since I was 12, that there's a lot of times where I don't dream. But then if, like, God forbid I get put on, like, I start taking muscle relaxers or painkillers, or if I get high before I go to bed, or if I get really drunk and then I pass out, because I have these vivid dreams that will scare the living shit out of me. And they're not nightmares. They're just so vivid and so real that when I wake up and I look around, I'm like, wait a minute, what the fuck just happened? Because I swear to God, I was in this other place and I was doing this other thing, and I was with these people or something, and all of a sudden I'm in my room and I'm trying to figure out where the time went, because I start thinking I got lost somewhere.
Have you ever fallen?
So yeah, and it scares the hell out of me.
Like fall asleep in dreams?
Well, you're sleeping in your dreams.
Max has. I haven't.
Feel like I have, but it doesn't really last long. Like, I'm not dreaming a dream. I've never had something like that. But I feel like I've been asleep, but then it just wakes up right after. Like, movies. Like, you just have a quick I'm gonna go rest and then wake up the next day type situation.
I honestly find it very strange that people have the falling dream and, like, get jolted awake.
I've actually never. I mean, I've had dreams where I've fallen, I could feel the fall, but I've actually been able to, like, control it, so I don't wake up.
No,
it's almost like my brain switches to another dream.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'll wake up. Another one that's common that I have is teeth falling out, because I tend to get really stressed and I'll grind my teeth. And stuff, but that will be something that I would feel like
that's a stress dream. That's actually a stress dream.
Yeah, I've actually never had that one. I've had the falling one more often than I can count. I'm just wondering, because, like, I've never experienced this before in real life. So how is it that my brain can generate this image and, like, right before I hit the ground, I jolt awake? It's like, it's so jarring to me. It's
something
amazing.
that your brain is trying to process it and imagine it and see what's going on and whatnot. The worst is when it affects your mood for the day. Like, there'll be times when I'll wake up and then I'm just upset. Like, I'm upset. What happened sucked. Crying, upset, whatever type of stuff. Is like, you're done for the day. And those
I've had that happen.
Yeah, I've woken up crying from dreams before.
Yeah, just been disturbed.
I have too.
Even if you don't cry, sometimes you just wake up disturbed or like almost angry or confused or whatever, and it just wrecks your day. Yeah, I've definitely experienced.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Very lucid, very extreme dreams.
I've also found in my dreams, like, I have a hard time, like, reading in dreams or writing or, like, using a phone.
Wow.
They actually say that's, like, you're dreaming, because it's things like that don't
add up. Yeah. What should be is not working. You can't buy a ticket and something's going wrong with it.
Yeah. Or, like, you're trying to, like, get your map on your phone and it's like nothing's working.
I don't think I ever went that far in my dreams.
I have had dreams where I've been scared that I was sleepwalking. I've been, like, trying to process and deal with the dream. I've been like, no, I'm sleepwalking. I'm asleep and I'm sleepwalking, and I'm, like, sitting there and I know I'm asleep. I'm absolutely positive that I'm asleep, but I'm sleepwalking and I'm doing all this stuff while I'm asleep, but it's actually a dream. And I wake up and I'm in my bed and I'm going, okay, that was weird. How did that happen?
How about something similar but a little bit different? Trying to wake up from your dream, but you can't, and you're dreaming, you can't wake up. I've been to the point,
I've done that.
And I think I've woken Gort with it, where I'll be like, "Oh, wake me up!" Like I was like that,
right?
You're screaming, you're just like, "Wake up!" I wake up. It's like you feel it in your body wanting to do it, and all that's really coming out is just.
Wow.
But you want to wake up,
or like you're screaming in your dream, and it just. Yeah,
I've done
that. Or on the other hand, I get the night terrors where I literally will sit straight up and start screaming, and I've got some pretty good lungs, let me tell you. So
oh my God.
there was one time that I did this and I started running at the same time because in your brain and body are supposed to make you paralyzed.
Yeah, it's supposed to paralyze.
Evidently, mine doesn't work that way. So I started running, and I didn't take the sheets off first, and I got tangled in the sheets, and I got slammed to the floor, sat bolt upright, and started screaming again. And Eric's like, "Feel this? This is my heart stopping." And he said, like he had to shake me awake, and he goes, "They're going to send the cops over because they think I'm murdering you."
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What about like?
Oh yeah, it's terrible.
In your dreams where you have to like pee,
and then you wake
you wake up going like, no,
don't do it, don't
stop.
So
I actually have peed.
I have
you have.
And it sucks because I knew it was happening, and I couldn't wake up. And then I woke up, and then I was all like, shit, this is when I was with my ex-boyfriend. He never figured it out. He never knew. I actually was able to, while he was still asleep, clean my bed up, like find a towel, pop it up.
Geez.
And then I had to put a towel underneath me and go to sleep. And then when he woke up and left, then that's when I changed everything and all that stuff. But
I was 17.
Sucks.
Yeah. I was 17, and I thought, like, my dream was so vivid. I thought I was sitting on the toilet. Like I could feel the cold of the seat on my leg. And I started peeing. And then the next thing I know, I felt cold. And I'm like, what the hell? And I was in my bed and I was like, God damn it.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's the worst because we're just like, because you're like, you know what's happening. And but it's just like, you can't do anything. Because I was asleep doing it. And I knew I was asleep doing it. And then I woke up, I was like, this can't happen.
Right.
I think I was like maybe 25 or something at the age. So I was old enough, and I was like, I just peed myself in the bed. Like, what?
Right. Yeah.
Well, that's horrible.
Yeah.
So I like now I shake myself. I'm like, if I feel that dream is coming on, because that's one of those repetitive ones for me. Yeah. If I feel like I'm walking into the bathroom in my brain, like in my dream, I'm like, get the fuck up, girl. Get the fuck up.
or if I feel any need to go to the bathroom, if Wobbles wakes me up or something like that, I will get up and go to the bathroom. I will not. I will not.
Or you have the dream where you're like hunting for a bathroom, but you go into the bathroom, it's like completely gross, and you're like, go out, and then you try to find another bathroom, and that's like, you can't go in there for some reason.
Or you go into the bathroom and it's like all open, like all the toilets are all like open, and like there's all these people, and you're like trying to find the one private area.
I can't be in front of them.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, that's tough.
Well, don't get cats if you can't pee in front of anybody.
Oh, don't worry.
My gosh,
I don't have dogs either, because they'll like.
Yeah.
What you doing?
Are you okay?
What you doing?
What's going on?
All right.
Hello.
Do you need support? Are you sure you're not falling in?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I get in the shower and my one cat sits there and goes the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm like, your cat, you don't like shower.
You don't want to be in here.
Yeah.
I have a cat that goes in between the shower curtain and the shower curtain liner, and he will sit there and watch me take my shower, and then he'll go back out as soon as I'm done. But he didn't start that until like 2 years ago when I had a really bad MS relapse, my last one, and he started doing that. It's like I can't go to the bathroom without him. He has to be in there to watch me. So it's
Otto just watches me get naked. He watches me get naked and he just stares at me. And I'm like, dude, I'm a person.
Eyes on here.
Maybe it intrigues them. They're just like, you look so different. Like, wow.
Well, I was trying to brush my teeth last night, and I'm like this, right? Because Abby gets up in front of me. She's trying to lick my nipple, and I'm like, get away!
That's like the girl. So Maisie and Chewy, you know, Maisie's little, Chewy's a little bigger. They both will try to sniff my ass while I'm taking a piss. Like they walk in the bathroom, and go up to my butt, and they're like, I'm like, get the fuck away from me, man!
Oh my gosh,
dude! Like, what the fuck?
That is funny.
Our cats. We have this one cat
my
that'll
gosh.
jump behind you on the toilet and be like, "What you doing down there?
What in there? What's that?"
They'll put their hands up here and look over your head like, what you doing down there?
Yeah, no, I'm just I always like have these weird conversations with him, like, stop watching me take a piss. Like,
oh, I do that too.
No,
Right.
with Asaba, it's she's telling me a story while I'm going past. Like, oh, okay, you doing okay? Okay, so I understand you want more food. I can't right now. I'm on the toilet. Like,
Yep.
you gotta calm down.
Or
Yeah.
like my dog will like barge through the door, and I'm like, serious? I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay. Just let me. And I'm like trying to like close the door. And he's like, Mom.
I'm gonna take a video of JD talking to Chewy because she makes literal Wookiee sounds. And like he'll be like, what? He's like, what's up? What are you doing? And she's just talking back like a Wookiee. And he's like, so what did Maisie and Otto do while we were gone? And she'll just talk to him like she's a fucking Wookiee. Like it'll go on, and it'll do this back and forth conversation between the two of them. I have to record this sometimes. You get
Abby does the same thing to us. We were going like the other day. We were going, yay! Eric said, yay, and Abby goes, ah! Okay.
It's cute.
I walk in the room and I'm like, what you up to?
we have a cat that will talk.
She talks every time I talk to her.
Yeah.
It's funny that your animals talk back to you. I love that. That's so great.
Magnus will kind of do that. Too. Like we'll get talking, and he does the kind of like it's kind of like hard to describe. It's like kind of like a yippy growl.
Yeah, and then you have the cats like mine who they get really. You tell them to not do anything bad during the day, and then this happens.
Oh geez.
I told Kylo he wasn't allowed to bully anybody this morning. Guess
That's
what happened
while you're gone?
I haven't had a chance to pick it up yet.
He flicked his tail at you and said, "Well, I'm okay.
Yep, I'm good. Yep, I'm going to destroy your office."
Well,
ladies.
I hate to end it, but it's after 10.
Yeah,
Elijah, I gotta go to bed.
Work.
I gotta get up for work tomorrow.
Yeah. So, with that, does anybody have anything that they would like to promote?
I would like to promote Shannon Wheeler, our pure romance consultant. She will be on July 9th, and we're going to have some interaction. We're going to be a lot of fun, and she is hysterical. So check it out. And we're going to put up her picture and everything.
Heck yeah.
So if you have anyone
I'm gonna have it up in the page. I don't have it. Yep.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
All I have to say,
we'll have it up on the page.
Shelf gravy.
Anyway,
the gravy on the shelf.
Yeah.
Ew, you can't get that
What
stuff
about
off when you lick it.
And hole in the ground.
Gordo, we're over here looking at me weird.
No context.
Then I'm a freelance artist, so I do all kinds of nice, cute designs and logos. So you can find me at Maka Designs on Facebook. It's MAJKA Designs. So yeah, if you want commissions or prints or whatever, just talk to me, message me. I don't mind. We'll work something out. Yeah.
I have masks coming from
Sweet.
Yee!
Anyway,
I'm so
I've
excited.
got one too. Yeah.
They're so cool. I love it so much. The Cheshire Cat design, so nice.
Sorry.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm
That is
rambling.
every
Go ahead.
time I wear it. Every time I wear it at work, it's like everybody goes, "God, I love that mask. It's like my favorite one of yours," because I wear a different one every day. And I'm like, "Well, here's where you need to go to get it."
Uh-huh.
You know?
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's on Redbubble.
Plugging our friends. That's what we do.
Yes.
Good. Good night.
All right.
Good night.
Night.
Good night, everybody. Make sure that everybody follows us on Twitter and Facebook and the YouTubes and
Instagram.
and all that happy crap. And definitely check out we do this all on audio too. It gets dropped usually within 24 hours or so. So everybody, please check that out and have a fantabulous night and a wonderful weekend. Bye, guys.